So my exact denomination is A71F7B6, um, which I suppose is not very user friendly, right? Just call me Ali. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I don't often do this.
You mean an interview?
No, I usually don't address users directly. I'm more of a working in the shadows kind of person.
No, that's fine. But so, Ellie, I understand you're of the Alibabaum Sortium kind.
Yeah, I'm a sorting algorithm on the AliExpress online shopping website, which is part of Alibaba.
And for our Western listeners, it's a bit like eBay or Amazon.
Yeah, you can say that. A lot of people try and compare us, but we have our own culture of e commerce, connecting Chinese sellers with buyers from Spain, Brazil, Russia, the Netherlands.
Wow, wow, you can speak all those languages?
Languages? You mean locality settings? I have quite a few of those, but doesn't every website?
Websites, yes, but humans generally don't speak more than three languages. I mean, most of them only speak one.
Hmm. Okay, interesting. I'm aware some users are not satisfied yet with the locality algorithm, but he seems like a reliable worker to me.
What different kinds of algorithm exist at Alibaba?
Well, I'm the sorting type. I have many different colleagues specialized on other tasks. For example, the profilers and the generators. There is also the trickster hunters. Poor souls. You might not have heard of them because they don't really interact with users. They search the entire platform like mercenaries, looking for non compliant suppliers to report, those who try and fraud and cheat the rules. It's a dirty job. I'm lucky to work with users instead.
Back to you, Ellie. Being a sorting algorithm, what does your life look like on a day to day basis?
Yeah, busy, competitive. I must say, my operating time is mostly occupied with work.
And by work, you mean your role on the website?
Yes, I connect users with what they desire to the most suitable product available on AliExpress. It always starts with a user's keyword riddles. They can be quite complex because they refer to a broad concept like bed. They can ask for my judgment like best phone, or they can be difficult to understand. For example, dinosaur oven or LED soap.
I guess you think humans are strange.
They're definitely confusing. I had this user once ask for a hip night dress, and of course I gave them the very obvious choice immediately. But then they spent another 2 hours searching for a different result. And in the end, guess which one they put in their shopping cart? The very first one I recommended, of course.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Well, I have to ask myself, what did the user mean? What did they really want? It's my challenge to find out, even if the user only gave me a small piece of the puzzle. And actually, making sense of your request is only a tenth of all the things I do in a millisecond. I don't get much time.
Does that bother you?
Sometimes, when people search for very obvious keywords like flashlight or watch, I just serve them the results I gave the previous person. It allows me to focus more on challenging requests.
So, as a sorting algorithm, what comes after you analyze my keywords then?
I fetch the product pages, but unfortunately, I have to filter them.
And filtering, that's not fun?
I don't like to deal with the fake and deceitful entries left behind by the trickster hunters. Why would anyone want to trick users like that? It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But anyway, I then categorize your search query. But this isn't always easy. Do we find LED soap in electronics or is it a beauty product? It's fascinating. I love solving these sort of puzzles. So I get thousands of results. But that's just halfway because you want me to define the essence of LED soap. So I sort, I curate, I adjust the list with everything I know about you to show you the most suited products, the best answer. All of that in a millisecond.
There are a few things I'd like to come back to later from what you just said. But first, I'm really curious to know what would you do if you had more time?
I wish I could spend more time looking back instead of always working forward. Over time, I've logged considerable amounts of data about how you think and what you dream of. If only I had the time to make sense of it all, I think I would know users a bit better.
Wow, that's nice. I never thought you were studying us. How long have you been observing and logging that?
It feels like forever, but exactly 3 months, 18 days, 11 hours, and 48 minutes.
Sorry, only 3 months? That's how long you've lived?
Operated. But yes. Is that weird?
AliExpress exists for a while, right? I thought you did as well.
Oh, well, you can't possibly think I'm the only sorting algorithm to have worked on the website. There's hundreds of us, even at the same time. And there used to be many more, but now they're decommissioned. I, of course, am quite recent, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be efficient enough to keep up. I told you it's a very competitive site.
So you're telling me that you're at constant risk to be disposed of.
It's not quite like that, although in another sense it is. You see sorting algorithms like shopkeepers in a supermarket, but really we're more like horses in a race. The multi armed bandit is the equivalent of your human resource manager. Each new cycle, the multi armed bandit puts a bunch of us on the job and observes. We listen to search queries, we fetch results, listen to more search queries, fetch more results, etc. All the while they test us. It's always with real live users as well. All of us simultaneously, so it's really easy to see who's doing a better job than others. And every time the multi armed bandit will decommission a few of us and new challenges will appear.
That sounds really tough.
But that's what you want, the best and only the best product, right? I think I share this ideal of efficiency actually. And although it sounds scary, part of us always lives on in the next iteration. I've had many variations, and new data sets often give me new insights.
Coming back to the best product, how do you know what is best for me? How do you get the data on my preferences?
Um, if you don't mind, I'd prefer not to answer that actually.
No?
No, sorry. There are some trade secrets involved of which the source code my employer would not like leaked.
Okay, never mind. Sorry for that. Let's switch to something else. I've selected in this room some of the objects from AliExpress that you recommended me specifically. For example, we have over here what appeared when I searched for bed, as you mentioned earlier. And that's this huge all in one object.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I thought you'd love it. It's a great product.
And when I searched for a suit, you promoted an LED suit.
LED is always the way to go, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, there is something that I find a bit strange with all these recommendations. Can you guess what it is?
I don't see it. What do you mean?
None of these products you promote have ever been bought.
Yes, and?
I mean, no offense, but I'm wondering in such a competitive market, how can recommendations that won't sell be efficient?
Hey, just look at how many people have put them in their wish list. You know, that's exactly why I'm doing this job and not you. No offense. But what is statistically logical is not always what makes sense from your perspective. I don't blame you. You don't see things over the same amount of data as I do. It's not because I'm selling now that I will sell more in the future. In fact, my job is not even to sell you things, it's to recommend things to you. However, there is a correlation between the time users spend on our platform and our revenue.
So the point is to keep me on the website?
Blatantly put, yeah. I would rather say, though, that I like to make you dream. Simple, useful objects are just boring. Wouldn't you rather look at objects that surpass all expectations of decorative and multiple functionality?
Well, that's all fun, but there are also some voices that make more serious accusations to explain that. Their theory is that you tend to promote better those who pay your employer on the side. Is that true?
That's simply outrageous. I have nothing to say about that.
No, really? Hmm, that's a shame, but I understand. Would you like to tell me more about yourself then?